Good morning, brothers and sisters. I'm outside drinking coffee and just trying to go through the second dream I had last night. The first dream was about we're going home soon. I had the Lord was there with me, and we were reading over a scripture, and then it turned into a to-do list, and he said, tell your family goodbye and pray. So I went and made a video of that, and then I can't remember what time it was, but it was really weird because the length of my video in military time, when I got ready to go into the house as a confirmation, it was 4:41. The length of my video was 1460 or something like, I can't remember, but it equaled up to the time of when I was walking in the house and I got done praying, which was 4:41 or something like that, and I was blown away. So then I went back in and I fell back asleep, and I'm telling you, I had a dream of the tribulation, the great tribulation. The tribulation, brothers and sisters and friends and non-believers, I'm going to tell you some things, and I'm going to explain in detail what the Lord showed me. If you don't know Jesus, if you have not made him your King of Kings and Lord of Lords over your life, if people have been trying to tell you about Jesus and you keep denying them and saying whatever, they're just crazy Christian people, I beg and plead with you to think again. Because when this starts happening on the earth, you're going to cry. You're going to look back and you're going to think, why didn't I listen? Why didn't I listen? And I just want to say, too, that the Lord's been showing me something. You know, when these watchmen / evangelists or ministers, and then these watchmen / whistleblowers. See, there's watchmen and then there's whistleblowers. The watchmen's, they say, hey, this is what's going to happen. Then the whistleblower comes around and then tries to do research and also help get the word out. But they try to find facts in the government that goes along with it. Now, when this stuff starts occurring, Hollywood is a part of all this cult guild. It's a Hollywood guild. They're part of the Illuminati. They're part of all these organizations that are going to destroy the earth. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They'll make a movie about it. You see all these movies coming out about these, they're making movies off of dreams and things that are going to happen that watchmen have been saying, that Christians have been having dreams about. They're making movies out of it. Why do they do that? Because if there's a movie about it, if Hollywood's made a big movie about it, a blockbuster, then it's not real. It's just a movie. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They worship Satan. If you're watching a big blockbuster about, visitation to the earth and languages of this, and there's something I watched last night with what's his name? He's an older actor, but it was like military, and they're all trying to save the earth and this and that, and I'm just thinking, there's another one. And then they're having all these new series coming out that has to do with dreams that we're having. And so they think, they're working for Satan. And they think if we make a dream about it, then it's not real in the public. Or if we make a movie about it, then all these dreams people are having, other non-believers aren't going to listen. They're going to think, oh, that's a movie. See what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm going to start out with what I was shown. So I was in a jail, in a prison. But it wasn't like and it was a mixed prison. There was no women and men separate. It was together. And you could tell it was a prison. It was a jail, like a huge office type thing that had been turned into a jail with these like makeshift cells. Like they even put hay on the ground to keep it. I don't know. It was weird, but and so I was with a group of people, and we were being brought in, and we were being booked in there and everything. And it was not like a regular jail. This was like the world has gone into disarray, and we're trying to lock up all these people, and then we're going to sort them out to see if they're Christians or not. That's how it was. This is what I perceived. So when they were giving me like these different clothes to put on, like it was really weird. Like they were so worried about something else that they weren't even trying to like search you, see what you had. Anyway, I said, well, I have to use the bathroom. So then they just let me go. Like they didn't, escort me or anything. So I walked around to this area, and everybody was saying the bathroom's right there, and people were just sitting around on the floors, and it was weird. So I went to use the bathroom, and I was in there doing something. I was like, I don't know. It's real fuzzy, but I was trying to hide something. I don't know. And then, so I came back out, and I was walking back with a guard to my cell, or wherever they were going to put me. But I was in there for a long time, so they were kind of upset at me. But I walked by this cell, and I looked in. And laying there, I think this is like on the way back out, like later on that night, I somehow got out of my cell, and I was walking past other people's cells, and I looked over, and I looked inside of the cell, and I knew pure evil was in that cell. It was half human and half Satan, devil. And I knew because the Lord showed me that it was sleeping in half. It wasn't sleeping like a normal person. It was sleeping like if I got on my knee, if I laid down on my stomach and I proceeded to lift the front half of my body and twist it all the way back so my head touched the back of my feet. That's how it was laying. And it was breathing. It was like snorting and breathing at the same time while it was sleeping. And but it had been hibernating, like they threw it in there for the time when it was going to come awake, and it was waiting. It was waiting for them to sort the Christians out so it could sick them on the Christians. Brothers and sisters, this is no joke. This is real. And at that point, I had not been asked if I was a Christian or not, but in that dream, the Lord was revealing what was going to happen. And the only way, like, I was in the dream, and then I had a perception in the dream that this thing, and I was like, oh man, but this thing was like, the only way I could liken it to something is Edward Scissorhands and Dracula. Edward Scissorhands and Dracula mixed together. Okay. And then it's like I had a vision within the dream that there were more of these things, but they had not been ripened yet or grew enough. Their bodies hadn't been grown enough yet, so the demon could enter it. It was not ready. It was not viable yet. Because at this moment they are getting these bodies ready. It's like an Edward Scissorhands, and it was so terrible. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to see. I didn't write it down because I just wanted to go. I wanted to let the Lord speak, and so in my dream I was having that vision, like a perception or a revelation that this is not the only one. There are more, and they're on like these feeding tubes, like in all parts of the country, and they're like clones, like half flesh, half something else. I don't know, but they're getting ready to be used as conduits to destroy and tear apart. And so then it woke up and it looked at me, but the Lord, it's like the Lord said, no, go back to sleep. And so it went back to sleep, but the way it was breathing was just like, it was so scary. And then